Okay, obviously, disappointing loss. We coached poorly at the end, played poorly, didn't recognize things that we should have, and it's disappointing to have an opportunity to be winning a game or win a game down the stretch, and to have the miscues that we had, the offsides, not being aware of the onside, and the 12 guys, in their defensive on a field goal block situation, the turnover. Those things like that are things that definitely hurt your chances of winning. It just wasn't good enough. Got to take ownership of that, myself, coaches, and get ready for our next game against Georgia Tech. So, North Carolina did what they needed to do to win the game. So, congratulations to them. But, we beat ourselves today and played poorly in the last few minutes of a football game.
What happened on the substitution penalty?
It was an extra guy in there that shouldn't have been in there. Make those types of switches. One guy comes in, one guy comes out, and it wasn't caught, wasn't noticed. Again, that's coaching. That's us on the sidelines that are watching what's going on.
Mike, on Carolina's final touchdown thrown by the backup quarterback, what was the breakdown in the secondary?
It's a route that we practice and practice and practice and practice. And, they throw a route, wasn't anything we hadn't seen, and just didn't have guys in position to make the play. And that's what's disappointing, is you practice those things, you put yourselves in positions to make plays, to be there, to do the things necessary to win a football game, and at that crucial moment, it didn't happen.
Mike, do you see anything in scouting to indicate they may go with the onside kick there, or did kind of just?
There's always an opportunity, but the thing you teach your guys is you always be alert and aware to those opportunities. And obviously, we weren't alert and aware, and they got away with it. Again, that was the execution part on their play and a lack of execution, on us.
Can you talk about Grayson's decision on the interception there late, and what were you hoping to get out of that?
Well, it was a screen pass to KP, and obviously the guy, big lineman stepped in front and made the play. If it's not there, throw the ball on the ground. Live to see another day. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the film to see what he was trying to do, but obviously whatever he tried to do, it wasn't successful, and they ended up getting a crucial, costly turnover at that point.
Mike, coming off last week, do you worry at all that this is a potential tipping point for the season, that things could be getting away at all?
Well, what you're worried about is at the end of the game, opportunities to win a game, and there are other games still left to be played, and you have to make sure that we take ownership of that game that just occurred right there, losing in the end as we did, and then get ready for the next game, another Coastal Conference opponent, another road game, and then move on.
Mike, the first half, I think they had 3 touchdowns of over 50 yards in it. Very little yardage other than that. What did you see on the long plays?
Well, breakdowns. First one was the quarterback pulled the ball, and the quarterback player wasn't there. One was a ball that was thrown downfield, kind of a back shoulder. Guy came back and played the ball, scored, and the other one was a long pass play, got behind our guys in the secondary. So that's 170-something yards of big plays. The quarterback, he's their leading rusher this game. They're 5 for 14 in third down situations. So, you got to play well in a lot of situations to win a football game, and particularly down the end. And we didn't do it today, and it's disappointing that we didn't do what we needed to do to win this football game.
Mike, the offense scored 14 points on their first 2 drives and only 13 points the rest of the game. Did UNC make any defensive adjustments to slow you down?
Obviously they did something. We didn't do enough. We have to score points in the second half. We've been talking about that for the last couple games here. Whether it's scheme, personnel, who's doing it, all those things. We gotta get it addressed and get it fixed, particularly going down the latter stretch of the season.
Mike, it sounds like this one's going to eat at you maybe more than the other 3 losses this year. Would you agree with that?
As I said, it's every loss eats at me. I want to win football games, and you want to win games when you put yourselves in position to win games. And it's, again, what's disappointing is the way that this one unfolded with a team that has shown progress with a team that has shown that it can execute against good football teams. And today, we weren't good enough. We didn't do a good enough job. I didn't do a good enough job coaching. Coaches didn't do a good enough job coaching their players. And, and the result is a loss. And so now we have to regroup and get ready, for a different style of team now with Georgia Tech coming up.
Mike, does the injury to Miles look serious?
I don't know right now. It's unfortunate. The guy that's given so much to this team, and his the love for the game and why he came back, and so all the doctors will do what they need to do here in the next today and tomorrow, and we'll get some sort of indication about where he is. But it's unfortunate for a guy like Miles, whose heart and soul is poured into this team.
Went into the decision at quarterback, and what did you think of the way Grayson played?
As I said before, when Grayson was ready to play, he's 100%. Starter didn't lose his position, and so he was ready to play. Had been doing a decent job until the very end, right there with the costly turnover, and obviously going down the stretch, not only with him, but with defensively, special teams wise. Everybody has to be able to execute, and he didn't do enough of it. Defensively, we didn't do enough of it. Special teams had their issues as well. So all those things led up to this loss today.
Coach, there were several long pass plays down the sideline with Phelps defending where flags were thrown. Any comment?
No comment.
I don't have the numbers in front of me of how many carries Parks had, but it seemed like he was very productive. Would you have do you think going forward you need to ride him more, given sort of, I guess I don't know if uncertainty is the right word at quarterback, just given what happened today with, kind of second half breakdown a little bit by Lambert?
He had 25 carries for 112 yards, so over 100 yards is pretty good for running back. Obviously 4.4 average per carry. And again, we got to utilize Kevin to the best of our abilities, and also for the quarterback to make throws and receivers to make catches. But the bottom line is, again, didn't score enough points in the second half, costly turnovers, and some special teams miscues that that put the game in their favor. So just weren't alert and aware enough, like we need to going down the stretch, and that's what's disappointing. We have been play some good football teams that just didn't execute the way this team wants to play. And again, I give North Carolina credit, but we obviously didn't do a good job down the stretch.